Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Catching California. I'm your host, Chris, and I think I got a real treat for you today. I went out and got some epic, or at least I think it's epic, underwater footage of some monster bass over there in downtown Los Angeles, practically. And we also got some footage from my latest outings, some fun catches, and you know, why don't we just get to it? We all know you're here for the tight line footage, so let's do it. Now this first catch was a pretty funny one. It was a bedfish right next to a submerged suitcase. Now that is textbook urban fishing for you. You know, city in the background, sunken suitcase, and a bass bedded right on top of it. So I threw a little Kitech on an underspin to it, just kind of kept working with it. Then of course got a text message for some work, and I had to respond, got to make the dough. And right as I finished typing out that text, boom, the fish bit, and out came a nice little 1.5 pounder.
Yes! Hey. That was great. Saw that on camera. Good little fish.
So this next fish was just a typical male on a bed, but there was a brute of a female just chilling a little bit deeper off the bed while the male was protecting. And you know, finally I was able to work it, get the male off the bed after he kept hitting the lure but could not get the trebles. Finally got him, tossed him back, was working the female, really trying hard, couldn't get her to commit. She's just too spooked, too smart, and walked away. And then in came G-Team Outdoors, another great fisherman and YouTuber, throws in his HUD, and bam, pulled her up first cast, all of 7 pounds. Go over to his channel, check out the video of that 7-pound brute, you know, and give him some love. So this next catch, the audio is a bit rubbish. I don't know what was going on there, but I was fresh off of missing out on that 7-pounder, and I had to just get back out and get some revenge, find myself a 7-pounder of my own. But I had settled for this, about 1.5 pounds, little male, chilling on a bed, and I was able to get him in on I think it was a Kitech on an exposed jig head, just pitching it to him. And I was able to show it off to a hopefully future fisherman and let him see a bass up close, and that was really cool. So while Echo Park is known for its bass fishing and the stock trout that they have, they also have a very healthy population of bluegill and sunfish. And some of these that they're pulling out are up to 1 pound, which is like a dinner plate. It's huge. So I had to try it, threw out some mini drop shot rigs, and got myself this nice little sunfish. And now the footage you've been waiting for, the underwater footage. Now, I got it with my old GoPro Hero 3. As you can see, I taped it up to the old kind of display base that would come in the box when you got it, and threw some pyramid weights on it. Ended up being, I think, like 3-4 ounces of weight to get this thing to go down. Tied some braided line to the back, which you'll see in a couple shots got in the way of the camera, but it didn't ruin the excitement of finding giant bass under there. Now, I knew they were there. I've seen a few of them cruising, and I know people have caught a 9-pounder off that little dock, but I was not ready for what I found. Let's take a look. So now, as you can see in this first footage, yeah, just a lot of big bass kind of chilling underneath. You know, there must have been a bed there. People called it out, but they eventually, 3 of them came up and checked the camera. I mean, just look at that. Just checking it out, and then they ended up knocking it over. So after a while, I saw that it was knocked over and went to kind of fix it. And as I'm trying to adjust the camera, sure enough, the bass hits it. Bass comes out and just nails the camera. I mean, I should have had a treble hook on this thing, and I could have free-lined a 9-pound bass. But, you know, alas, all I have is this footage. And as you can see from this shot, there's the 9-pounder just sitting there. I know my little rig is in the way, but that's the 9-pounder right there. Now, knowing those big bass were down there, I had to go back. I just got some new gear. It was the Cast King Speed Demon Pro reel and rod. I got the swim bait rod, which is perfect. These fish are eating bluegill. I had a Savage Gear bluegill swim bait, and I pitched it to it. Now, it didn't have the treble hooks on it because I didn't want to get snagged up. And as you're about to see, that was kind of important. So I lost the big one. Oh, I couldn't have hit a lower low with that one. I lost the brute. So I had to just get back there. As you can see, I just was throwing everything in the tackle box at him. Finally decided to throw on a drop shot, and I got it.
Oh yeah. Oh, broke the rod. Woo! Yes. Oh. Come on, buddy. Oh yeah, that'd be great.
So after catching that nice 3-pounder on the drop shot right in that spot, I had to come back for a morning session, quick morning session, and was throwing the swim baits again. Of course, I didn't have my lucky/unlucky bluegill swim bait because I lost it under that dock after I decided to put the treble hook back on, thinking that that'll be how I can get that 8-9 pounder. And After the Roboworm didn't do the trick, I threw on the Catchco Shimmer Shad, which has always been a great bait for me in drop shot. And of course, once again, had to check the phone, and as I was going to put it away, felt a little nibble, and in came a 1.5 pounder.
Nice.
Well, there you go, everybody. The epic underwater footage that I promised you, as well as some fun catches and some not so fun misses along the way. It's definitely time for me to give Echo Park a little bit of a break, even though it's a wonderful place to go fishing. It's getting a little bit crowded, and the spawn's going to be kind of chilling down there. So we're going to be heading to other spots around LA. You know, we got Leg Lake nearby. We got Castaic and Pyramid up north, both world-class fisheries. So stick with me. Be sure to like and subscribe to Catching California, and check out my new Instagram. It's Catch California. So tight lines to everybody, and take care.